Well, welcome to Friday Night Footy. It's very exciting here at Anzac Park, and we're lucky enough to be joined by Supercoach Adrian Goodwin. Goody, it's the big stage, Friday Night Footy. How are the boys shaping up for this big clash against Lauderdale?
Yeah, the boys are really keen. It's a great atmosphere around the club on a Friday night. There's lots of teams train, and it's a good spectacle and a real good feel, and the boys really enjoy the atmosphere. And we've had a night game previously, and the boys equipped themselves really well, so exciting times.
Well, that's a good start to the year, 4-0. I guess the only blemish last week was a little bit errant on the scoreboard. What are we expecting tonight?
Oh, look, we expect some really stiff pressure around the footy. Lauderdale, I've watched them a couple of times this year, and you know, they don't shirk an issue, don't shirk a contest. So it's going to be a really contested type of game, and it's going to be a real challenge for us to get the ball to the side and get it out in the open and run.
Yeah, fantastic. Of course, it has been a little bit different this season. How are your boys coping, and how are you coping differently as a coach?
I don't think it matters too much as a coach. It's probably just getting the rules, making sure everyone abides by what they have to. But in terms of the kids, it was really hard to hold them back with a lot of phone calls, messages, when are we training, when are we getting into it. So the enthusiasm was great, and to get the all clear to go was fantastic. So.
Yeah, I think it was. I think it's for their physical well-being, but moreover for their mental well-being as well, sort of being part of a community and being part of a team. I think it's fantastic that we're back and actually playing.
Oh, team sport's so vital.
Absolutely.
I mean, you build mateship, friendship, and not only with the boys, but also with the parent group as well. So, and they learn from each other, which is really exciting, and developing friendships. And the boys are now, 13 years of age, so puberty strikes, I guess, and things change a lot more, and you'll notice a few girls around the boundary line. So tonight, watching a few of the boys. So yeah, it's a good positive atmosphere, and yeah, team sport's great.
It is a positive atmosphere, and of course it's a fantastic facility here at Lindisfarne. Upstairs there's a few mum and dads maybe just having a little frothy or a Chardonnay just to unwind before the weekend. We're looking forward to a cracker match, and we're going to go now live to the commentary position. Thanks very much, Coach Goodwin.
Thank you.
Yep, and Tay played very well for the free kick and managed to snag one.
Very much so. That's what football can be all about, is that quick transfer of the ball into the forward line. When you are a defender, you absolutely hate it. So that was Devine at the bottom there, got it out to his left foot. Now they're teaming up well. They're getting a bit of a run on. Once they get their tails up, they're a good front-running team, no doubt about that, are the two Blues. They don't take the mark this time over the fingers of Marriott, and it comes out again. That's a great recovery with the second effort. Just sprayed that a little bit wide and through for a second behind as Lindisfarne now move on to 1 goal 2-8 to Lauderdale yet to score.
It's a slippery ball out there tonight, Hoppy. It's the guys that are gravitationally challenged will have a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely quite right. So if you were a coach, is there a certain way and style that you would play under the maybe greasy conditions?
I would probably just appeal for as many free kicks as possible.
Oh, that old chestnut. What about getting in hard and going in long and strong and give me something like that? None of this other nonsense. Super coach Adam Brain here. We're very lucky to have him come in. He's had experience at both of these clubs. So it is Lindisfarne burrowing in, and that's what you'd expect in the under-13 division. It's out wide now. You can see that trying very hard. I think that was young Wentoff. Of course, there are some teams who aren't playing in the STJFL. One of them is Richmond, and I think Wentoff, Adam, is one of the young fellas who have come across to join Lauderdale. It's great to see they've got an opportunity to play footy.
It's great to see the numbers down there at Lauderdale. They were struggling for a few years. And
yes.
Looking at this team that they've managed to put on the park, it's absolutely terrific. There's some good size and there's some good footy players out there.
Certainly right, and that was Marriott who went up again. He was high over the back. And I tell you what, he just keeps going in and in as Lauderdale go the kick. That's a strong tackle. The ball came free, so the umpire says play that on to advantage, and why not indeed, as Lauderdale have the ascendancy, but some good tackling, a bit of a kick off the ground that by Tho. Now they're going back in. If they can pick this one up, have a quick shot on goal. It's going close, rolling towards the line. It might just beat them, and it does. It's deep into this first quarter, ladies and gentlemen, here at Anzac Park. It is the game of the round. Friday night football. It's the STJFL CRIPPS, the Master Baker League, and it'll be another ball up. Lindisfarne have the lead at the moment, but it's been a very, very tight encounter. Of course, in the under-15 division, they play 4 15-minute quarters. So it's very deep into this as it's close to that boundary line. Well picked up, building it back in again, but Lindisfarne have the numbers. They set up very, very nicely as they drive that ball back in towards the forward line, and a strong mark there taken by Devine. Devine goes in. That was a good play. Very cheekily, went very quickly. Oh, and you can see why. But unfortunately, just got the fumbles at the last minute was Millwood. Couldn't bring that one in, and desperate defending by Langridge. So luck's a fortune there, but it was good play by Lindisfarne to get the ball in quickly there, Adam.
Again, the ball. He gets the ball and he kicks it long, and that was brilliant defence from Lauderdale. So hopefully they can get it out with a bit of pace.
So here they go again, and it comes down to Webber. He gets the handball off, and they're going to try and repel that another attack by Lindisfarne, who are starting to sort themselves out now and gaining a little bit in confidence. They just drag that one in, not to anyone in particular, but a fantastic mark by Brain going back. Again, left unguarded in the square, and a spoil. Didn't take the mark. And just going to check to see if any score. I don't think it has, and so luck is a fortune for Lauderdale on that particular occasion. If you see on the Mood Food replay, Brain, the consummate team man, tried to get it on quickly to Millwood, and a spoil, and so good play there by the Bombers. So quarter time, just come back to you there, Adam. At quarter time, it is Lauderdale yet to score, and Lindisfarne 1-2-8. Adam.
I tell you what, that brainchild definitely didn't learn that move from his dad. His dad would have gone back and kicked that 70, I reckon.
Yeah, look, would that have been within his distance, do you think?
What would you say, about 30 metres?
Yeah, probably would have, but I think
Stretching.
as he glanced up, though, he had the spare man on, so I thought it was a good choice. It was unfortunate the big man Millwood. He's probably had a couple of chances, hasn't he, Adam, to probably get a couple through, but just went through his clutches. But in saying that, it was quite slippery. So how have you seen that first quarter?
It was terrific pressure from Lauderdale first up, and they spent the ball spent a lot of time in their forward half and in their forward 50. Lindisfarne towards the end of that quarter just got a lot of run and carry, and a lot of stuff that Goody's been teaching them with the handball out the back has been absolutely terrific for the last part of the quarter. And when you've got a kid like Millwood standing in the goal square who stands at about 6'1" at 13 years of age, why wouldn't you kick it to him?
Yep, I agree. So we're going to have a little break now, Adam. So we hope you're enjoying the coverage here from Anzac Park. Again, Lindisfarne with their noses in front, but it's going to be an exciting second quarter, and we'll be back to bring you all of those highlights in just a few moments. So welcome back to Anzac Park. I went out and had a bit of a listen to Lindisfarne huddle, and Coach Goodwin was really quite happy the way they settled in and got a bit of a run on in the latter part of that quarter. He also spoke about the team play, and he was thrilled with the way Brain and who was, I think, Marriott, were looking for the big full forward. So you went out, Adam, and had a listen to the coach at Lauderdale. What was his message? Yeah,
well, Mark was really impressed with their pressure in the back line and definitely through the midfield. He was really happy with the tackling pressure and that quick play, trying to get it up to the forward line. Yeah,
so it was another good throw up. It was the Lauderdale ruckman in Webber who was good enough to get the tap out. Oh, there's a strong tackle. I think that was Marriott who came in off the half-back flank. Really shown a bit in the early stages of the game. That was Steele overran it, but he went into assist, and Steele ends up with that ball. Goes back in again and taking a nice mark and getting plenty of the old onion is Ned Marriott. Doesn't muck around, gets it in nice and quickly, goes over the head of Tho, comes out the back. That was Vale trying to assist. There at the bottom of the pack, Farrow for Lauderdale, but now Lindisfarne have the numbers. Marriott swings around, getting plenty of it. Oh, good strong effort to mark that one was so. Now it's in dispute. Fry's down there for Lindisfarne. Can't take possession, and under enormous pressure, Lauderdale just sort of blaze that one away, and they get it out here towards ladder. Gets a quick kick on it, and so gains valuable 23rd. Oh, that's a head-on tackle coming in that one. I think that was Goodwin. And the free kick. You've got to be careful with those ones, don't you, Adam?
Yeah, especially young Benjamin Callaway. He's a short boy, so he's easy to get the high tackle.
Yeah.
He played it well.
No malice in there, but it's just a care of duty as Brain has taken that one. He spots up someone to go to, and that someone there is... It's at Rocco? Yes, it is. Rocco Dawson, the big birthday boy.
It is his birthday today. Rocco, happy birthday, happy 13th.
Fantastic to see. And there's a short pass. And now going back with a direct shot right in front here. A good opportunity to score for the two Blues.
Archie Devine.
It is Devine. I tell you what, he's going a long way back, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Have a look here. He's gone almost to the Derwent River, the big fella. In he runs. Taking his time now. Long, raking kick. It's right on the line and touched. Was always going to be just on the distance. You can almost get a hint of that one, couldn't you, Adam, the way the player arches around to get a bit more momentum and purchase on the ball.
Yeah, they've got some tall boys back there, Lauderdale, so you've got to really clear that line and clear it quite highly.
Absolutely, as another strong tackle is taken there by Latter. Good work by him. There's ball now in dispute. And just waiting for that one to be thrown up. Players just settling down. Again, just giving direction where the umpire's going to go. All good learning curves for both umpire and players. Marriott and Brain, who have been two very, very good, effective players for Lindisfarne, are there over the ball again. Very close, just kept in by Lauderdale. They're trying to gain some meterage. They pick it up now. Nice work. That's his Callaway at the bottom of the pack. Now it's leading out. That was Talbot. trying to keep it to the advantage. Now assisted, going across the play. That's dangerous by Baker. But lucky's a fortune at the bottom there is Jones. Gets it out now. A strong kick right down the central corridor. That's the shortest way home. Vale's there. Brain working way. Good hands below his knees. Gets it back out to Devine. There's a couple of the big names for Lindisfarne. And taking this one is Millwood. That'll give him a bit of confidence. And whereas before he was on the end of them, this time he is the sharer and gives it across to Isaac Fry. And what would you rate the opportunity there by Fry? Will he put this one through, Adam?
I reckon he'll go straight through the middle, young Frizy. He's another tall rooster down there at Lindisfarne, and it's like a two-pronged attack right now out of the full forward line.
Yeah, it certainly is. It was one of the tall timber to the other, and that one wasn't the big fella's best effort, and put that one out of bounds. But really good movement that by Lindisfarne, and that came about from clean hands below the knees. You know, it might be boring at practice to continue to do that. So, kiddies, if you're out there watching, this is from one old coach, and I'm sure my co-commentator Adam Brain will be the same, isn't it? It's so crucial that you're good below your knees.
Exactly right, Hoppy. You taught me everything you know about coaching, so everything you've taught me is what I've been telling them. Beautiful play here.
Well, it must be right. That is good play by Lindisfarne. Has it been touched right on the line? I'd already started to put that one down, so maybe I was lackadaisical, like the approach from that last kick from Lindisfarne. I thought that was almost through there, Adam.
Nigel Cow doesn't miss any of that action. He's a fantastic goal umpire there. So
okay, so opportunity lost. But here it comes again with interest. It's the big fella Watkins going in. Spilt what maybe could have been taken. So Lauderdale has a chance. Might have been a slight push in the side there as it went off, went down, son of Cocky. And there'll be a ball up.
I reckon the ball, he's walking around here like he's just going to snag one straight out of the middle, I reckon.
Yeah, no, he's good intent on the fella. One of those sort of fellas when you line up and you look alongside who you got against and you're sort of a bit concerned. It's the big fella there has put it through. Gee, that's a good goal. We're going to have a look at that again on the Mood Food replay. Just take me through this one, Adam, as we have a look again. He just showed great strength, didn't he? He was never give up attitude.
He'll never give up, that boy. He's got great eyes. I think he doesn't mind going for a shot up at the around the Bothwell area. So he's just gone in there. He's picked the ball up well, nice and clean, and on the left boot, that's a goal.
That's another thing which is really terrific. We say just a few minutes ago to get down and pick it up cleanly below your knees, but wasn't it good to see a player go on their wrong side of their body? I don't, you know, a lot of the players in the AFL, you see them do the tricks around, Adam, but you've got to be adequately be able to get out of danger, and that proved there, and it proved crucial to get the 6 points.
It just gives you that extra bit of time and clearance to actually get your kick away that you don't have to take another step.
Absolutely. So that was Thompson, Evans at the bottom there. The hyphen couldn't quite get it. Callaway's trying to assist. It comes out now with a screw around the body. Winch is there. Really good effort by Winch trying to push his way through. The bottom of the track pine to pull it out again. Umpire says it's not going to come out of there. So desperate defending there by the two Blues. They are hanging on here and do not want Lauderdale to score.
You're not going to get that ball off Savage. He's a tough hombre, that boy.
Well, you're hearing it all. We've got very fortunate to have all the insights as it comes out the back of the pack. That was Winch. Screws it around, and ever the opportunist, the skipper, gets a captain's goal, and Lauderdale are up and about, so we can see them. Good play by Winch. That's what you want to see. Leadership from the front from your captain, Adam.
Winch is a terrific player. I coached him for a few years, and he was definitely one of my favourite. He can kick very well off both feet, and he's got explosive pace. You
can see here on the Mood Food replay, it came out to him. Again, clean hands. He didn't have any time at all, but he had good goal sense, didn't he? He sort of popped that around and put it through. So a very, very nice goal from Lauderdale, and that just could be the fillip that gives them some injection and enthusiasm to go forward from this point on. So Lauderdale, as we just saw, 1 goal straight 6. To Lindisfarne, 2-4-16. Ball comes out of the centre very, very quickly as Brain goes the short past. A little bit too low for the Bull, but he's good enough to go back and try and get it. He's held without it, and Watkins will take the kick. Gets it in very quickly. Snap on goal. Couldn't quite bring that one in. again going for it. They have plenty of height down there. Sometimes is it an advantage or a disadvantage in these conditions? We'll find out in a minute as Lindisfarne going. It's all just weight of numbers there. But the big fellas are doing a pretty good job in the slippery conditions, Adam.
They're doing a terrific job. It is very slippery. You can see how shiny the ball is, that it's just skidding along the grass. And especially a kid like Jai Millwood to be able to pick that ball up from, as I say, 6'1" tall. He's got a lot going for him, that boy.
Yeah, because all the kids do develop at different stages, don't they? You know, you can be a big fellow in a junior ranks and all of a sudden people get a bit of a growth spurt and you just never know, as there's been a whistle on play. I think there might have been a bit of an injury there, so the umpire, as always, just putting safety first. And it now is going to come back, and I think it's going to be a free kick here to Devine. Might have been taken just that tad too high, so Archie Devine is going to go back and have another shot on goal, where we saw just a few minutes ago, reasonably accurate, but just didn't have the distance. You'd think from this area should make it. It's just a matter of accuracy as Devine comes in. It's again right on the line, but the big fella, where a big fella should be, taken that mark. And we'll go back, and I tell you what, Adam, I think you could almost put your glasses down and hear from big Jai Millwood, surely.
Oh, you'd have to think so. You'd have to think that the Lauderdale ruckman should be down there as well, trying to influence that competition.
Yep. Yeah, you're quite right. So there's, we'll get back to that in a minute, as Millwood is having a shot on goal, taking his time. Hope we didn't put the mockers on the big fella. We certainly didn't. And he drilled that one straight through. Yeah, I'm interested to hear your view. If you had a smaller player playing on a Millwood, what would your instructions be?
Get out of there and get the ruckman down to give me a hand. That's what my instructions would be. They are, Lindisfarne's pretty blessed with, they've got 3 really tall boys in their team, so that is what is going to stretch Lauderdale when Lindisfarne come through and kick the ball long. They have got a few targets. Yeah,
with that one there, you either play potentially just that metre off and then run and jump into the side, or get in front and actually push your way back and make the big fella reach over the top so you can force him into an errant arm or something over the back. But if you're going to stand next to each other, you got no hope in hell of competing.
Not a chance.
Okay, so taking possession now, nicely worked by Lindisfarne. That was Talbot. They're teaming up again. They're using some height to advantage. Brain is there. He gets on all fours, gets a handball to the advantage of his teammates. And that one was Bastian, who was there again. Brain burrowing back in. They've been the prime movers, probably Brain and, not Goodwin, Marriott for Lindisfarne. And there is the bloke I just spoke of, young Marriott, another tackle. I think that's his 5th already. Comes back out to Brain. Gee, I've certainly pumped those 2 boys up and they haven't let me down, but it is Lauderdale now who take possession. They take the blinkers off and go directly towards that goal. Getting a bit of ascendancy here, Lindisfarne, but Lauderdale are very determined and dogged. They're hanging on. Although that last goal really gave them an injection of confidence, the Lindisfarne combination.
No,
sorry, mate. You go.
Definitely not out of this now, Lauderdale. Once Winchy gets fired up and he gets into the middle, there'll be a lot of ball coming down to Lauderdale's end.
Absolutely. There's some light frames out there, but they're certainly attacking the ball very, very ferociously. As one of their bigger players goes in to get that one, it's just to the side there, but a good play. Another one thing I'm interested in, there's been a little fair bit of play of just sort of down that line. How would you see Lauderdale? Is that to their advantage or disadvantage? Would you rather see them try and transfer the ball to the open side?
Well, they've got a big ruckman in Curtis who's taking this tap now, and he's a great option for them down the line. He's a big, strong boy. I've watched him play a couple of games this year, and I'm very impressed with what I see with the 21.
Yep. Yeah, so that's big Curtis Miller. So if that's the strategy, then the other fellas have got to be feeding off him, don't they? So you say to your Miller, whatever you do, contest and bring it down and we'll go around you. As you can see here, the strategy is Lindisfarne have got plenty of options. That's a strong mark taken there by Farrow, by the way, really standing tall. Well done by Bluey Farrow. Goes out, but he's only going as far as Watkins. Watkins driving them back in again, trying to pick out a lead coming out there by Hall. and it's close to the line and coming back in. So they've got plenty of options, and Hall now has come on to go as their main target option.
He's a crowd favourite, Big J. He moves very well. He leads very well, and he's kicked quite a few goals this season.
Tell me I'm wrong, but he'd be a straight running sort of fella, wouldn't he? He wouldn't have a clue how to manoeuvre. He'd be just straight ahead, wouldn't he?
He turns like a Mack truck.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He's got the HMAS Titanics about him. Straight through the big fella, as it's going to now be a kick to Lauderdale. They decide to come out wide, and that's a very nice kick. Just taking a breather as that's Jalen Devine coming back indoors. That can be dangerous when you start to come back through the corridor at centre half back, especially if you turn the ball over as Miller did on that particular time. It's about a minute to go in the second quarter. We hope you're enjoying the coverage. It is the CRIPPS, the Master Baker, baking bread in Tasmania since 1878. STJFL game of the round, the Lindisfarne v Lauderdale. And you can hear the crowd really getting excited on that strong tackle from Lauderdale. It comes out to their advantage. It's Apted on the bottom there. He's a really good creative player, especially on his left side of his body. A strong tackle coming in there. And it's going to be another ball up. Bit willing out there. It's close to half time, but good footy, Adam.
I think Lauderdale is starting to step it up now. The pressure and the tackling are really getting sky high.
Yeah, I think they've got to stem the flow of the free-flowing nature of Lindisfarne here. And I think, you know, one or two strong tackles can lift you, can't it?
Exactly right. And you can hear the crowd starting to get it up and about. So
it's a good crowd here, Esther. Why wouldn't you come out and watch the footy when you've got the next generation of footballers on display? You've got fantastic club rooms, you've got the lights going, beautiful night. Come out and socially engage. It's what you want to do. It's STJFL footy, and we absolutely love it here at Duff TV as the siren has gone for half-time. We'll check the JMC Motor Car Company scoreboard. It is Lindisfarne 3-4-22 to Lauderdale, one straight goal. It is for the leading team. Brain has got one, Millwood's got one, and Watkins has one. And for Lauderdale, it is Winch with a single. Well, a very entertaining first half, Adam Brain.
Yeah, that was a terrific first half. Good, he's got the boys playing the game of football that he likes. He's getting the handball out. He's obviously seeing something with Dylan Baker right now in centre half back. He's always got something to say to the boys, and Lauderdale, what they're doing is they're just pressuring it. Everything's pressure, pressure, pressure. Every time Lindisfarne look like they're going to get a run on, there's a Lauderdale player who's just tackling him down.
They're the non-negotiables, aren't you, when you do come in as the non-favoured team, is to try and stop the run of the opposition who are a bit more free-flowing, so to try and put them off their game, and maybe a bit of frustration creeps in. And if you can apply a little bit more pressure on it, it's a skill in its own right. So it's not a matter of the tackling, it's just stand and stopping and stemming the flow. So they've been able to do that, but they just got off the leash a little bit. So again, half-time here. A handy lead to Lindisfarne. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Friday night football. CRIPPS the Master Baker STJFL game of the week. It is Lindisfarne holding a very handy lead at this stage, but co-commentator Adam Brain, it's been a pretty even contest.
It's been a terrific game. Lauderdale are definitely in this, and I can see a big third quarter from these boys. They're going to come back.
So Miller, as we mentioned, that second stanza jumps pretty high, lifts the leg as Devine, was at the bottom there, roving. Good contest out there. Thompson Evans is almost batting up against his different weight division, but did a really good job to hold his own. As held in the tackle was Brain by Cowell, and another ball up. Bit of a tight tussle here in the third quarter. Great conditions here at Lindisfarne. Not a breath of air as it comes down to breath of wind. Ladder. Here goes Lauderdale. They're under a bit of pressure here. They'd hate to think that Lindisfarne get the first goal. That will really open it up as Watkins drives it. The big man has another opportunity in Millwood. Can't bring that one in, but it comes. He's a receiver of a handball. Trying knock that ball on there was Callaway. Slips over. And another ball up. You want your longest studs on tonight, Adam?
Oh, definitely. She is a bit greasy out there, but the boys are playing dry weather football. It's been terrific.
Yeah, it certainly has. And what I liked about it, when they get the ball, they're trying to lift their eyes and look for each other, as that is a good kick towards goal. I think it has gone through. Rather nonchalant, if you don't mind, on the wrong side of the body. I think that might have been, was it... no, it wasn't Horn, it was at the big fellow. Have a look on the Mood Food replay. We were just sort of chewing the fat, Adam, and it just sort of came out of nowhere. That was a terrific goal. Here we see, ball up. The big fella got a nice knock. Came out now. Good hands below his knees. I think it's on the left foot again, the big fella, isn't it?
Oh, the Bull's done it again.
That was Watkins. Boy, gee, that's almost a replica of his first one, wasn't he? He barged through, persistence, and went on his wrong side of his body. So hats off to Brock Watkins.
I think he's been the difference in the game so far.
Yeah.
Just his strength and the kicking for the goals. He's just been terrific.
It can be the case in these divisions, Adam, can't it, where some young fella can develop a little bit earlier and really sort of stamp themselves on with their strength.
Definitely. I was lucky enough to see him play over in Western Australia for Tasmania, and he tore some of those Victorians apart over there. He was absolutely terrific.
Would have been a sight to behold, a young fellow with the map on his chest just going straight through. It was Ransley there for Lindisfarne. I think that was the skipper, Winch, with a really good contest. And so another ball up, a couple of stoppages and a good goal there to Lindisfarne. That's exactly what Coach Goodwin would have liked, just to get that breathing space and get them really up and going. Free flowing in that middle towards that cricket pitch area, trying to push their way out. It does come out now. Lauderdale keeping it in. They want a nice close contest as Brain gets the handball out. Looking further afield, that might have been Dawson. But now it comes towards Marriott. Open forward line. Mulewood's there, bending down, just slips over that one. Langridge is at the bottom for Lauderdale, goes out wide. Now the little fella picks up the hyphen, gets a quick kick. Now it's an opportunity. It goes inside their 50. Bursting away there was Van Eyck. Can't pick it up, but there's plenty of pressure. They've got the numbers there, Lauderdale. It's might have been Croswell at the bottom if they can try and hold it in, but good defensive area. I like the way that Lindisfarne were good enough to get the numbers there to the ball there, Adam.
Yeah, but Winchy looked dangerous. He had his eyes for goal. He was very lucky, Lindisfarne, to get it out of there.
Certainly was. Here's another opportunity to pick it up. That was Ladder close to the line, and I think it'll be a kick that'll go to Lindisfarne.
He's had a terrific game as well, young Jay Ladder in the midfield. He's got plenty of it.
Yeah, he has. Been a very, very good player. As now Lindisfarne, this is what I like to see. This is what they're known for, is getting the ball to the open spaces and get some free-flowing football. And look at that transfer of play, Adam. That was terrific. It's gone from one end to the other, and now they bring it back in towards the centre, towards Watkins, who we've spoken about. Brilliant tackle there by the Lauderdale defender. Hats off. And a free kick. That was a strong tackle, Adam.
I think that's young Asher. He's a terrific player as well. That was a good, strong tackle. To bring the ball down, you know you've done a good job.
Yeah, I can just see here, it is certainly Asher Vale. Now, a lot of fellas sort of might have taken a few short steps when the big ball was coming through, but he stepped up, didn't he? And he said, "You're not getting through on my watch," and pulled him in. Terrific tackle there by the Lauderdale stoic defender. Close to the line, and another ball in. So umpire Kroon will throw this one aloft. He's got shades of his dear old dad there with that free-flowing sheep-type locks on the top of his bonce.
He's got a bit going on there.
He has a bit. His dear old dad's got a little bit of a runway up the middle of his at the moment, just slightly receding, but the big fella still looks as fit as a trout at 59-year-old, my old friend Sheepy Kroon. And now, of course, he works for ID Clothing, and aren't they great sponsors of the league as well, Adam? I know you look fantastic in that ID Clothing top you've got on tonight.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't realise they'd get enough sequins to fit on my chest, but they've done a good job.
They certainly have. If you need something done, ID Clothing with branding, they're the people to see as that ball comes in now. And running hard is Horn. He gets it back inside to Watkins. Watkins always looking to bring one of his teammates in. It went out towards Langridge. but Brain is there and he's set up very nicely. Good game sense and ball sense and awareness of where that's going to go has Brain, and he put himself in the right position, but it might be coming back out. Millwood fighting hard, trying to burst their way through, but again, terrific tackling and determination by Lauderdale, but it's that midfield that are setting up really well, aren't they, Adam?
They've set the wall up, the boys. They're not going into the forward line. They're letting the forwards do their craft.
Yes, so it was Cowway there at the bottom trying to work, and it's not going to come out, and another ball up. So nearly 7 minutes gone in the third quarter. Lindisfarne with a 22-point advantage. Another ball in dispute. Picked up by Langridge as they go further afield. That's the only thing they've got to watch of Lauderdale. They've got to man up when that ball comes out. Coming back in again with interest. Going up, big effort to mark was Watkins, close to the boundary line. Excuse me, it handballs back in again. Lauderdale decide to just sink the slipper into that one, and they gain valuable meterage. It was Marriott there for Lindisfarne, who ends up with it yet again. Very determined brand of footy here. It's at the bottom of the pack, and umpire Kroon will come and throw it up again.
I think this is one of these positions where Lindisfarne have locked the ball in for a while, and Lauderdale have got an opportunity. If they can get it out, they should be able to sneak a quick goal.
They've just got to get it up over the top of that wall, don't they? And that's, how many times do you see that in footy? But at the moment, the pressure is fantastic by Lindisfarne as Devine goes back in towards that area of uncertainty if you're a defender. But standing tall now is Lauderdale taking a strong mark.
Terrific mark.
Comes over. This is where they've got to work on another very strong tackle and being rewarded. And that is Croswell. Croswell comes up now here. Have a look at the openness if they can get a quick kick, but a smother there by Lindisfarne. Terrific defending by them. And leading out, excuse me, is Fletcher Horn. Arching the back, driving it long towards centre half forward. And it's across here that Lauderdale are doing a pretty good job through the agency of Vale. Vale goes in, gets a quick kick, just lands inside. As the great Dennis Cometti used to say, millimetre perfect, and it'll be a ball up by the umpire.
He finds touch.
He does find touch. So Friday night football, Lindisfarne under 13, Lauderdale under 13. As we said before, Lindisfarne at the moment are 4 and 0, and Lauderdale are 1 and 3. But they've been competitive so far. So testing times, especially in that first quarter, it was a real tussle, and all of a sudden they hung tough, did the two Blues, and they got those scores, and ever since they've probably been the better free-flowing team, and they've had a good system, haven't they, Adam? Their on-ballers have probably linked up nicely and really created that old-fashioned wall to stop the ball coming out.
That's the way Goodwin coaches. He likes to build the wall up and just let the forwards do what they've got to do. He doesn't like the forwards to sneak into. He doesn't like the midfielders sneaking into the forward line and getting cheeky sausage rolls. He wants the forwards to do their job.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it? That every soldier's got their job to do, whatever it is. You might have to run with, you might have to, you're the designated one who might be inside tackling to get it out to someone with better foot skills than you, but it takes all kinds to be part of a team, and that's why we love this game, Australian Wolves, and why we think it's so fantastic that the young boys and girls are out playing again in the STJFL.
Well, it's great you've got kids like young Cow Horn, who's quite a short young man, and he can go in there, and he's the sort of in and under player. He's number 7 down here. And then you've got the big boys in Jai Millwood who just dominate in the air, but both teams have got them.
Any nickname from Horn? If it's Cow Horn, is it Cow Horn? Does it get shortened to that?
I couldn't see any reason why you couldn't come up with that, Hoppy.
I reckon so. I thought you actually called him that then. So you can see them bullocking in. Nicely done by Lauderdale through, excuse me, Savage, who did the hard yards of getting in and getting his own ball and then booting it forward, but it's gone out of bounds. And so, again, excuse me, it'll be a ball up.
Don't let that voice fall on you tonight, Hoppy. I haven't got that much in me.
Yeah, I think it might have to go and lubricate it there at 3/4 time.
There's a good lubricating station just upstairs from where we sit right now, Hoppy.
That's excellent. That's what we want to hear. Look at them coming out with Croswell. Great intent on the ball. Ferocious look upon his face. It's Ladder there, but he's beaten to it this time by Marriott. I love the way Marriott didn't take possession but applied the shepherd. That's what you just want to see your teammates doing. Team things. As Lauderdale go back inside the 50 again. Great defensive work by Lindisfarne as Brain picks up. Now we're going back on it. A little bit of fog must have come across the ground there. Bit of smoke. As the big man's going back. Just didn't quite bring that one in, was Fry, but he goes back in. Got to pull him off now. Vale picks it up. I love the way this young fella plays, Adam.
Oh, he runs well. He runs really good straight lines, and he's not scared to take them on.
Certainly not. But then you've got to get back, don't you, and defend. It's great to be an attacking and aggressive half-back flanker. That's where all your attack is starts from. But once the ball is out of your control, you've really got to man up. As it's Marriott who's at the bottom of the pack, trying to push that ball forward to the advantage. Might have been Goodwin who gets that one out. Quick kick and good tackling again by Lauderdale, sorry. Devine. Now it's in dispute. Running straight through. That's a fantastic figure of Horn to drive that ball in. It's nearly 13 minutes gone. Lindisfarne has certainly got time for another goal if they're good enough. It's Allen there on the forward line. Here's their opportunity. Just a fumble which gave the defence a chance to recover. That was Bastion at the bottom there. Good work here by Lauderdale. Lindisfarne now picked that ball up. That was Watkins out towards centre half forward, and here is Brain, a very smart thinking footballer. Goes the short pass, spots one of his teammates up. And
Brody Speed?
It might be Speed, I think you're right. Bit too far out, I reckon, here, Adam. Let's have a look.
Beautiful kick.
He is a good kick, but again, right to the 10-metre square. Big chance to screw it over as Lindisfarne. That's a very, very good kick for goal. Was that Bastion, I think?
Yep.
That was Bastion.
And do you think his dad knew about that as he waves the goal flags around?
Oh, he gave. There was no way he'd known that wasn't going to be a goal then.
He would have been walking home, I reckon, if it wasn't.
So a lovely kick as we see that ball coming in again. The big men went up. You can see it just went through their hands, but Baston was at the fall of the ball. And that was a clever kick, wasn't it? It would have been easy to kick that around the body and it would have gone from his right to left, but he wobbled that one back over. Very clever. So Lindisfarne 5-4-34 to Lauderdale, 1 goal straight 6, and that's courtesy of the Jackson Motor Car Company. So now just checking on the numbers of the players and the positions that they're in. So I just detected that there might have been a few too many just inside the square. So that's all sorted out. We're just in readiness now for another ball up to start the game going again. Very, very close to 3/4 time. Up they go. Done a nice job in the ruck, has Miller, to the advantage of Lauderdale. The forwards have been starved of opportunities this quarter. And that's only because every time it has gone down there, Adam, the defence for Lindisfarne's been good. But that was a lovely tackle there by Cody Apted. We know he's a good kick. He quickly moves that around quickly. But the siren has beaten before he is able to get it down deep inside 50 as we check on the Jackson Motor Car Company scoreboard. It is Lindisfarne 5-4-34 to a very accurate Lauderdale, 1 goal 6. Brain a goal, Baston, Millwood and Watkins a couple, and Winch a single as well. Well, they were very determined, were Lauderdale, but they seem to have the answers to the two Blues, Adam.
I don't think Lauderdale are going to give up, though. They're still in this game. They just need to get an early, quick goal, and then momentum can change. It's a funny game, football. Yeah, doubt can come in and creep into the people that are in front. If you get one, then all of a sudden you get a sniff, and my goodness, if you get 2 in a row, anything can happen. So it's 3/4 time here at Anzac Park. Friday night football. We'll be back with the last quarter very shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Anzac Park.
It is the last quarter now of the CRIPPS the Masterbake STJFL game of the round. It is Lindisfarne, Lauderdale. It is Andrew, as you can see, Hoppy, Hopwood, the Silver Fox with Adam Brain. And we're so lucky to have his expertise with us here in the main commentary tower as Lauderdale, through the agency of Langridge, who's done a pretty good job. A strong tackle by Vale. That's been a feature of his game tonight. At the bottom of the pack is Marriott, who's been very, very dogged, both in defence and attack. The midfielder, giving Lindisfarne plenty of drive. A snap towards the goal, goes out towards the boundary line. Beautiful pick up there by Lauderdale. Kick let him down just slightly as it came over towards Watkinson. Lauderdale picking it up now. That's Ladder, close to the boundary line and out of bounds. So I know, Adam, the kids love their Friday night football.
Yeah, we've been very lucky this year at Lindisfarne. We've already had one Friday night game and we back it up next Friday to play Clarence. So the boys are playing more night football than they are day football, which is strange.
Yeah, well, the kids love it. And I know, as a parent who had a couple of youngsters going through, I didn't mind it at all. It gave you a little bit of freedom on the weekend. I love my footy, but it's nice to have it Friday night and give you a few different options. You can go and watch another game or something. So it's a really good initiative by the STJFL to feature these Friday night clashes. Under lights, it's like they're playing in the big leagues, and of course it is the big leagues. It's STJFL. It's the biggest league in Tasmania with over 3,500, nearly 3,700 boys and girls playing football. Lauderdale now pick it up. Here's an opportunity. I think that was through Savage. Gets it back across the middle of the ground. Let's see how they defend now, Lindisfarne. It was a pretty good pick up there by Talbot. Goes back to that open side of the ground through Jones. He now goes back and picks the ball up that he dropped, but did a very nice job to recover smoothly. Look at that bursting out. This is Marriott again. Marriott gets it inside. Here's the crowd favourite bursting out again. How'd the big fella go there?
He went all right, Big J. He got the ball out to the Bull and
Jay to Bull.
His rule.
Okay, Marriott been very effective, and here's the tall timber picking that one up in Millwood. He dropped a couple early, but he didn't let that one through his grasp. As we see here on the replay, look at the tenacity there by the big fella coming out.
He's terrific, that boy.
So, a shot on goal from Jai Millwood. Let's have a look at the kicking style. Very relaxed, nonchalant if you don't mind. And he has put it through. Very efficient, good ball drop, and straight through the old high diddle for his second goal for Jai Millwood. He looks a very good forward, Adam.
He's a terrific forward. I think he's leading the goal kicking so far this season, but young Marriott, the way he comes through, he's turned around and he's just laced it out to him. What are your thoughts on the mullet, Hoppy?
Well, I've noticed out there the mullet's made a bit of a comeback. There's a few of them who've got that. Yeah, I must admit, back in the day I supported a little bit of a mullet. You're a man of a father of a young fella in this sort of age division where my young fellas are now 26 and 24. What is your normal toop now? It varies from your man bun. Does anything go? But I noticed the mullet's making a comeback.
Some of these boys are getting haircuts on their way to training. It's just terrible.
Yes.
It's not what I'm all about. I mean, I've got no hair to go and
I was
get
about to say you're
mullet.
slightly follically challenged, so not a good one to ask about the mullet.
No, definitely not. I could turn my hat backwards and maybe try and pull off some sort of mullet.
Oh dear, as Brain, who's had a really good game, goes onto his left side out towards Marriott. Again, it's the featuring the same one as Hall was there. He's providing a really good target. He's going again. Never gives up, this young Hall. Marriott's tackled. Ball spills free. Lauderdale working very, very hard. They're trying to hang on. The last thing they want is for Lindisfarne to break away and get 3 or 4 goals. It'd be a disappointing game for them because they've actually been very stoic in the way they've gone about it. Fighting hard now in the depths. They need a few more numbers, and just through weight and determination that Lindisfarne have got that out. That Marriott, he's a very determined young Ned Marriott. One to watch as he's going through the ranks. He's got that one again. He goes on the wrong side of his body. Ball is in dispute. Can't take the mark. It was Stewart, but it falls down in front. That was Fry. Lauderdale There's another one of those interesting haircuts with the very short sides and a little bit of extra out the back. The big fella is at the bottom. That was Miller. He hasn't had a bad game, Miller. He hasn't stopped trying. And there he is again with a very nice tackle. That was excellent tackle by Miller as we gave him a little bit of extra. Now it's Lauderdale. Every time they go for the ball, there's a couple of tacklers, so the pressure has been immense, but held without it, and Lauderdale will take the free kick.
He's gone to switch over here to the outside of the wing.
Tripped on that particular occasion. It was just falling over each other, and Cow will take that free kick. Right down in front of the social club room. Gee, that's a strong mark taken by Ladder. But about that one, Adam, that's as good a Dukes as you want to see all night.
Yeah, well, I used to play young Jay as a forward, and he kicked a lot of goals, especially when he takes that overhead mark, and he's just kicked it to his old mate.
Yes. It was another good mark. Two strong marks when the ball, this one by Brain, but it has been slippery and hard to mark, but those two fellas there are just treated like a dry weather conditions.
Good attack on the football there from Lauderdale.
Certainly was.
Through the hands.
Watkins, we know he's going to go after that ball. Here is going hard. It falls to the advantage of Lindisfarne if they can just get the handle on it. Overrun it. You've got to really stay down low in the more slippery arc conditions. Evading one, and Speed spins that ball around the last line of defence. And it's gone over. Here I am saying the last line of defence. We're going to have a look at that one on the Mood Food replay. So another goal there to Lindisfarne.
And good teamwork from Big J, letting that go through. 9 times out of 10, the big full forward would have just taken the mark, but not this time. He's just let someone else have some glory.
So we can hear Speed kicks that one around. And I wasn't quite sure if the Lauderdale defence... See the hand up. I don't know whether he's saying, yes, I know it went over, or you're saying, did I mark it? He looked a bit sheepish. He didn't look confident. You know, if a defender marks and he quickly runs back and plays on, I reckon... If it was you or I reckon we'd just put a plate on there and try and pull the balls over the old umpire's eyes, wouldn't we?
Oh, exactly right. And put some mayonnaise on it as well.
Absolutely.
Needs to go to the Hopwood school of trying to ball
embellishment. Okay, so it was Dawson who ran through, the birthday boy. But it is Lauderdale. Never give up attitude. It's been ingrained into them. Cow getting it towards the 50. It is Lindisfarne backing back. Baston, it's been good down forward and back. Oh, not trying to get that one out. If I think that was in the AFL, that was a hot potato. You've got to show some endeavour to knock it out, don't you, Adam?
You do. He's covered that up quite well. I don't know if the umpire was in the best position, but he's got away with one.
Never going to criticise an umpire at all, but when someone is at the bottom and they can try and get it out, well, that one there's a prime example that you couldn't get it out, and in the end, through the determination of Brain, but this one's being locked up. Goodwin now trying to push it out again, and they do through weighted numbers. Great play. It was almost like scrummage in Union then. They finally got it out and got the advantage, but Lauderdale has taken a very nice mark, getting it in towards the centre half forward position. See how they go diving on it again, pulling it back. Now they reef it out, decide to just kick it off the table. Lindisfarne gaining valuable meterage. Comes towards Marriott the mullet. Big fella coming out now. Can't get it. Another bump. Well played by Hall. Always looking for a teammate. He's very unselfish, isn't he, Adam?
He's unbelievably unselfish. But when he gets on a roll, he will try and really go with it himself.
Okay, you can see there a good kick by Lauderdale to the advantage of their teammate. Now they've committed to come back inside. This is a dangerous switch because they have the numbers, and Brain picks it up. He has had a terrific game, hasn't he, Adam? Young Tahi Brain.
He's gone all right. He's, as I say that, I've just put the mocker on him.
Well, he's got plenty of the possession. Ball now comes towards Cow. Now, you're in the position here as co-commentator. No fear or favour. You're not a dad out there. I just want an honest opinion. That's why I'm asking you. There have been some good Lindisfarne players. As I said, Brain's been really good across. I think he's been playing on the ball. Same with Merritt. Those two boys have teamed up very nicely on ball.
Yeah, well, they go to school together, and I think from the rumour is that they play a lot of football against the grade 10s there at McKillop, and so that they know each other and the way they play really well. But the player I've been really impressed with is the Lauderdale ruckman. He has battled all day. And as I say, Lindisfarne are blessed with a lot of tools, and he's got a lot of work to do.
Absolutely. So it's been a good team effort from Lindisfarne. They've batted very deep into their list. As was Wentoff, tried pretty hard there for Lauderdale, couldn't quite get it, talking of which that was Croswell, but a nice smother by Lindisfarne. So it's 10 minutes gone in what is our last quarter of footy for Friday night in the STJFL. Cripps the Master Bake Kerr season. Baking bread since 1878. I know we spoke a minute ago, Adam, your favourite was the wholemeal.
The wholemeal? I don't mind a hot dog in the middle of a wholemeal roll, because the Cripps rolls really bring out that flavour.
They certainly do, and we were speaking off camera, that's good, those special hot dog rolls that they make, aren't they? They're rippers.
Oh, they're terrific.
So now Lauderdale pushing very, very hard, but it's Brain who gets it out to the advantage of Devine, and they get it forward. But taking a strong mark deep in defence is Jalen Devine. Back into the big fella, Miller, juggles that one. Decides to play on quickly to a lead. Couldn't quite take the mark was Ladder. First one to recover was Horn. Getting it inside towards Marriott. You know he'll never give up. Great pick up. Tries to don't argue. Gets another handball out. Gee, that's a terrific pick up there by Watkinson. Driving it towards the forward line. No time to pick it up was though, so just scurried it out towards Cow. They under a lot of pressure. Though again, only goes as far as Dawson. Oh, yeah, I think that was Dawson, wasn't it? Yep.
The birthday boy.
The birthday boy, indeed. I wonder if there's a bit of a party on afterwards, is there, Adam? You know anything about that? Some celebrations?
Usually I don't get invited to those functions, Hoppy.
Yes, I suppose it'd be somewhat restrictive with the COVID conditions, so might have to hang on till next year. Ball up. And it's great to see what Lindisfarne are doing here we've said the hand sanitisers are all around, we've got the signs up. All the clubs that I've noticed, Adam, are really doing a good job and getting in the spirit of trying to do everything they can to follow all the COVID restrictions and conditions.
And and it's not an easy job for anyone. I mean,
no.
I know we've got Bridget down here as our team manager at Lindisfarne, and she does a terrific job at making sure we're completely COVID friendly. And me and Hoppy are in here completely social distancing away from each other. He's got the fan blowing my way.
Yep, no doubt about that. We've got the sanitizer, and when we came in, Jerry took our temperature. You just came in under the radar. If you took my temperature now, I get a bit of rouse through the game. I get a bit hot, and so I reckon I'd be just flying a bit too high at the moment, so I'm just going to keep away from Dr. Jerry. Yeah,
when you use the word aroused like that, I think I might move up completely up to the other end of the van.
2 metres away now. I think that's much better. Lauderdale fighting very hard, trying to effect another clearance, and Lindisfarne doing a good job to hold it in, and that's what you want your forwards to do as well, don't you, Adam, is to not only be running around to kick them, but to hold the ball inside your 50, give yourself a second opportunity to score a goal.
Yeah, no, they've put good forward pressure on. They've been terrific. We might get one late one, but Jalen Devine's running it out of back line. He's kicked it long. Didn't
he do a lovely job like a gazelle, gaining valuable metres? That's a strong tackle. It was Savage by name, and a savage tackle by the nature in which he went in there. That was terrific work by young Matthew Savage. Comes further afield here to Jones. Can't pick it up, but good enough to go back in and try and get a second opportunity. Missed that one completely was Savage on that particular occasion. Balls bobbles, but Lindisfarne, it's Lauderdale who clear. They've got the run of the ball here now, but Marriott, you know he's going to go in. Gee, that's a good pick-up. Very, very good below his knees. I've mentioned it infinitum tonight, but I think it's worth saying out aloud again, as held without the ball, and Jalen Devine will take the recipient of that free kick.
He's had a good quarter, Jalen.
He has. The old selector's quarter, isn't it? Just when the coaches remember him getting a couple of kicks. It's always the time. So now, He'll be exhausted, will young Ned Marriott. What's happened here? You can see him just kicking down towards the bigger options. He's got plenty of them down there. Lauderdale now, they're just going to try and get one more foray forward if they can. We're looking for Meeking, but can't take it. Again, tremendous tackling held up there in play. Strong mark. And that's a good way to finish the game, I reckon, with Fitzgerald taking a strong mark. What has been a high calibre game as we check. Lindisfarne, 7-4-46. Victors over Lauderdale, 1 goal straight 6. For the Victors, it is Tahi Brain with a goal, Baston with a goal, Speed, and 2 goals each to Millwood and Watkins. And for Lauderdale, it is Jonty Winch with a single. A very entertaining game. Lauderdale were in it up to their boots, especially halfway through that first quarter. They had the ball in their forward line, but just couldn't get it over. And maybe, just maybe, Adam Brain, if they could have got a goal, it would have given them a little bit more confidence to go on with.
Exactly right. Scoreboard pressure plays a big part in the game, and Lindisfarne were very good at applying that scoreboard pressure to sort of take it away from them after half time. But take nothing away from Lauderdale. They played terrific, hard football, and I think they've got a big future ahead of them.
Yeah, they certainly have. If we look at the visitors, and it's great to see the camaraderie out there, isn't it? That's what footy's about. You play hard, and then you go and face off and you wish each other well. It's great sportsmanship. Sorry, for the visitors, I really did like across halfback, young Asher Vale did a really good job. The big ruckman, Curtis Miller. Who else, his performances stood out for you there, Adam?
I was impressed with Jay Ladder. His hands were very clean as per usual, and Jonty Winch, probably not one of his best games, but he gives you 110% every time he goes out there, and just his tackling, and of course my big man, the ruckman. I just think he's a terrific unit. Yeah,
he certainly is, and that's all you want as a coach, supporter, is giving effort.
Exactly right.
You can't do more than that. And if we look for the victors, I think for me there was a couple of lads that stood out, Tahi Brain and Ned Marriott. And the reason why I say that, they were both very determined players, but their skill set there, they had very, very clean hands, and they always looked to bring a teammate into the game. Is that how you saw it, Adam?
Yeah, it's a very... the way Adrian Goodwin coaches them is that's the way he likes the boys to play in the middle. He likes them to switch the ball across with hands and then kick long to the forward line. So I think Adrian will be very happy with the way that the midfield has done it. But yeah, the midfield played well, and up forward, the 2 tall boys in Brock Watkins and Jai Millwood, they just sort of finished off the job.
Yeah, they certainly did, and I certainly, as you alluded to, the big strong fella Brock Watkins, I did like his game. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for Friday night football. We hope you've enjoyed the courage here from Anzac Park, and isn't this fantastic when you see 2 teams come together, and that's what the STJFL fosters, where Coach Goodwin's just going across to thank the visitors for coming, and I like this touch.
This is brilliant, yes.
It is a really good touch. So again, from my co-commentator Adam Brain, I think I've got that right, champion. Finally, it's only taken me 4 quarters. And the old veteran, the Silver Fox, we hope, again, you've had a great night. It's been top-notch football. Just to reiterate, Lindisfarne, 7-4-46, defeating Lauderdale, 1 goal 6, but without a doubt, football was the winner. So make sure you tune in for Friday night football. Next Friday night, I think we're coming to you from KG5, if I remember, but we'll be bringing you all that action, so a good night for now.
And here, like he's just going to snag one straight out of the middle, I reckon.
Yeah, no, he's good intent on the fella. I know those sort of fellas when you line up and you look alongside who you got against, and you're sort of a bit concerned as the big fella there has put it through. Gee, that's a good goal. We're going to have a look at that again on the Mood Food replay. Just take me through this one, Adam, as umpire says it's not going to come out of there. So desperate defending there by the 2 Blues. They are hanging on here and do not want Lauderdale to score.
You're not going to get that ball off Savage. He's a tough hombre, that boy.
Well, you're hearing it all. We've got very fortunate to have all the insights as it comes out the back of the pack. That was Winch. Screws it around, and ever the opportunist, the skipper, gets a captain's goal, and Lauderdale are up and about, so we can see them. Good play by Winch, but just didn't have the distance. You'd think from this area should make it. It's just a matter of accuracy as Devine comes in. It's again right on the line, but the big fella, where a big fella should be, taken that mark, and we'll go back, and I tell you what, Adam, I think you could almost put your glasses down and hear from Big Jai Millwood, surely.
Oh, you'd have to think so. You'd have to think that the Lauderdale ruckman should be down there as well, trying to influence that competition.
Yep. Yeah, you're quite right. So there's, we'll get back to that in a minute, as Millwood is having a shot on goal, taking his time. Hope he didn't put the mockers on the big fella. We certainly didn't. And he drilled that one straight through. Alan Devine coming back indoors. That can be dangerous when you start to come back through the corridor at centre half back, especially if you turn the ball over as Miller did on that particular time. It's about a minute to go in the second quarter. We hope you're enjoying the coverage. It is the Cripps, the master baker, baking bread in Tasmania since 1878. STJFL game of the round. The Lindisfarne v Lauderdale. And another ball up. If you want your longest studs on tonight, Adam.
Oh, definitely. She is a bit greasy out there, but the boys are playing dry weather football. It's been terrific. Yeah,
it certainly has. And what I liked about it, when they get the ball, they're trying to lift their eyes and look for each other, as that is a good kick towards goal. I think it has gone through. Rather nonchalant, if you don't mind, on the wrong side of the body. Play, Adam, that was terrific. It's gone from one end to the other, and now they bring it back in towards the centre, towards Watkins, who we've spoken about. Brilliant tackle there by the Lauderdale defender. Hats off. And a free kick. That was a strong tackle, Adam. Throw this one aloft. He's got shades of his dear old dad there with that free-flowing sheep-type locks on the top of his bonce.
He's got a bit going on there.
He has a bit. His dear old dad's got a little bit of a runway up the middle of his at the moment. Just slightly receding, but the big fella still looks as fit as a trout at 59-year-old, my old friend Sheepy Croon. And now, of course, he works for ID Clothing, and aren't they great sponsors of the league as well, Adam? I know you look fantastic in that ID Clothing top you've got on tonight.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't realise they'd get enough sequins to fit on my chest, but they've done a good job.
They certainly have. If you need something done, ID Clothing. If the defence a chance to recover, that was Bastion at the bottom there. Good work here by Lauderdale. Lindisfarne now picked that ball up. That was Watkins out towards centre half forward, and here is Brain, a very smart thinking footballer. Goes the short pass, spots one of his teammates up.
And Brody's speed?
It might be speed, I think you're right. Bit too far out, I reckon, here, Adam. Let's have a look.
Beautiful kick.
He is a good kick, but again, right to the 10-metre square. Big chance to screw it over as Lindisfarne. That's a very, very good kick for goal. Was that Bastion, I think?
Yep.
That was Bastion.
Now you got the ball out to the Bull, and
Jada Bull.
His rule.
Okay, Marriott been very effective, and here's the tall timber picking that one up in Millwood. He dropped a couple early, but he didn't let that one through his grasp. As we see here on the replay, look at the tenacity there by the big fella coming out.
He's terrific, that boy.
So, a shot on goal from Jai Millwood. Let's have a look at the kicking style. Very relaxed, nonchalant if you don't mind. And he has put it through. Very efficient, good ball drop, and straight through the old high diddle for his second goal down in front. That was Fry. Lauderdale. There's another one of those interesting haircuts with the very short sides and a little bit of extra out the back. The big fella is at the bottom. That was Miller. He hasn't had a bad game, Miller. He hasn't stopped trying. Then there he is again with a very nice tackle. That was excellent tackle by Miller as we gave him a little bit of extra.
Hands.
Watkins, we know he's going to go after that ball. Here is going hard. It falls to the advantage of Lindisfarne if they can just get the handle on it. Overrun it. You've got to really stay down low in the more slippery arc conditions. Evading one, and Speed spins that ball around the last line of defence. And it's gone over. Here I am saying the last line of defence, and Lindisfarne doing a good job to hold it in. And that's what you want your forwards to do as well, don't you, Adam, is to not only be running around to kick them, but to hold the ball inside your 50, give yourself a second opportunity to score a goal.
Yeah, no, they've put good forward pressure on. They've been terrific. We might get one late one, but Jalen Devine's running it out of back line. He's kicked it long.
Didn't he do a lovely job like a gazelle, gaining valuable metres? That's a strong tackle. It was Savage by name, and a savage tackle by the nature in which he went in there. That was terrific work by young Matthew Savage. And Jalen Devine will take the recipient of that free kick.
He's had a good quarter, Jalen.
He has. The old selector's quarter, isn't it? Just when the coaches remember him getting a couple of kicks. And now he'll be exhausted, will young Ned Marriott. What's happened here? You can see him just kicking down towards the bigger options. He's got plenty of them down there. Lauderdale now, they're just going to try and get one more foray forward if they can. We're looking for Meeking, but can't take it. Again, tremendous tackling held up there in play. Strong mark. And that's a good way to finish the game, I reckon, with Fitzgerald taking a strong mark. What has been a high calibre game as we check. Lindisfarne, 7-4, 46. Victors over Lauderdale, 1 goal straight 6.